Hey everyone, it's Kashia Sharice. I just wanted to come on here. I was led to come on here today just to be transparent about the whole process of my husband and I going through purchasing a home today, closing. Let me tell you, it has been a journey. There has been spiritual attacks. There has been weariness on my end. There has been cloudiness mentally. There has been a lot on this journey. And for one thing that I can say for sure is that God has been in the midst. God has been in the midst. Let me tell you, from us starting this process in March of 2021 till just now closing today, April 1st, 2022. The journey has been unreal. But within this journey, my husband and I have been able to see that the goals that we set, we're able to achieve. Also, having each other's back, being supportive. Because when you're married, those are things that have to be a part of that equation. So we have been able to become stronger as a couple in this process of purchasing this home. We have been able to grow a stronger bond when it comes to having faith and pushing through those negative things that may have tried to hinder us. And it was hard, let me tell you. I'm gonna go through the journey just to let you know and give you a glimpse of how that went, right? And I'm gonna tag a few people. So as far as how it went, one second. Okay, so as far as how it went, we started this process March of last year. We were in a rental home, but they weren't willing to do a 6 months lease, which is what we thought that's how long it was going to take, even though we were in a pandemic. They weren't doing a 6 month lease, so we said, okay, we're just going to do an Airbnb for 6 months. That'll be more feasible, right? Because they were going up on rent and things like that. Do you know that we ended up going to the first Airbnb? We stayed there 6 months. The house was still not done because they had a back order on the wood. So that put us into October. And then we had to do another Airbnb in November. We did that for a month. And we said we can't do an Airbnb until our closing, which was expected to be February of 2022. But you see it's April, right? So we said, okay, we're not going to do another Airbnb after we do the second Airbnb, which was from November to December, right? So then we said we're just going to rent an apartment for 6 months. Hey, cuz we're going to rent an apartment after this second Airbnb, right? So in November, we rented an apartment for 6 months, saying, okay, in 6 months from now, it'll be better for us to just do this rental instead of an Airbnb, which is costing between $2,000 to $3,000 a month, right? So it will be more financially better for us to just rent for 6 months. And then if we move in earlier, we'll be willing to pay that extra rent, right? So we moved into our apartment December of 2021. So now that's 2 Airbnbs and now we're in a rental. So when January comes along, we're thinking, okay, we're almost here, right? Then they say your cabinets are on back order and your inspection has not been done. So they're like, we're going to have to push you. It's going to be April-ish, right? So we've been doing walkthroughs. And this is a newly built home. Such a blessing. I just look at the journey of my mental, let me tell you guys, my mental capacity, me and my husband's mental capacity during this whole journey. For me, I have felt cloggy mentally, like not being able to feel settled, not being able to feel like, man, I don't have a place to call my home. Feeling like I don't know what I want to do as far as it comes to my business. I don't know how to move in right now because I wasn't settled. But God, God placed this, and he actually told me to write down everything that I wanted to see come to fruition. This was in 2020. And I wrote it down, and I had my whole entire family to write down everything that they wanted. And we put it in the Bible. From my husband getting a promotion at his job, making more money. From us paying off our vehicle. From us having savings, where it actually covered the Airbnb for 7 months of paying between $2,500 to $3,000 a month. From us having a down payment for our home. From us being able to keep up with the inflation as it comes to food and gas. For us being able to keep up our household needs. When I placed those prayers in that Bible in 2020 and 2021, let me tell you, God has delivered. And I just wanted to come on here and let anyone that may be in the space that I was in. Let me tell you, when we just signed those closing papers on that home, do you know the clarity, the fresh air that just flew through, like the feeling of a weight being lifted. When we were signing those papers, like I just got a relief that I've been waiting on for a whole year. Because let me tell you, I've been battling a lot. I haven't been on social media. I took a social media break for 3 months. I haven't been in touch with people. I know people been like, where's she at? What's going on? I haven't, because I was mentally just not there. I was like fighting mentally, spiritually in battle. Like fighting those negative emotions, fighting negative things that were in my head that will replay, that I'm consistently fighting, that are from childhood, that are from a young adulthood. Fighting those things, fighting to be a better person, fighting to be better than I was last year, to become better this year, to give it all I got. And let me tell you, I won the battle. Me and my husband have won the battle. The smile on his face for him saying, babe, I want a new build. I don't want to move into like a already home that someone has lived in. I want a new build for our family. For him being the head of the household. For me pouring into him on a daily basis. For me supporting him in his dreams, in his career, supporting him, praying, keeping a prayer covering over me and my family. Let me tell you, this is something that has to be and is needed if you're trying to overcome these obstacles, these spiritual battles. This is something that you need to do. You have to get down on your knees. You have to pray. Like you have to, these are things you have to sacrifice that time that you put into other things and put it into God. The fasting, all of this plays a part in everything that manifests in your life. Without me doing those things, I don't know if I would have won that battle without me getting on my knees, crying out to God, without me fasting, without me putting a prayer covering over me and my family, without me not giving up, without me not fighting the mental battles and the spiritual battles. Without me doing those things, while I'm still being the wife, being the mother, working, thinking about things I want to do in my business, while still doing those things, God is real. And I just want to encourage anyone that is out there that is having a difficult time mentally, with mental clarity,